There have been a lot of characters with wasted potential in Naruto, and I'm really disappointed that Sakumo is one of them. So today I want to talk about everything we know about him, his backstory, his rivalry with the legendary Sannin, his family, etc. But before starting, I want to ask you all to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more. I hope you all have a great day. Now let's start the video. Well, Sakumo Hatake, renowned across the shinobi world as Konoha's White Fang, was a jonin of the Hidden Leaf's Hatake clan who, during his lifetime, held fame that was said to overshadow even that of the legendary Sannin. His son, Kakashi, proved himself to be a genius just like Sakumo and idolized him, desiring to become just as great a ninja as his father. His wife died when Kakashi was very young. We don't know who Kakashi's mother was, but because of Kakashi's connection to dogs, which is basically the biggest trademark of the Inuzuka clan, a lot of people, including me, think that his mother was a member of the Inuzuka clan as well. Sakumo witnessed his son successfully passing the entrance exam to enter the academy. Afterwards, he and Kakashi met Might Guy and his son Guy. Sakumo asked Guy to be friends with Kakashi in the academy. He corrected Sakumo, informing him that his son had failed the exam. As Kakashi began to openly question Guy's worth as a ninja with his weak aptitude for ninjutsu, Sakumo warned Kakashi not to underestimate Guy, as he may someday grow stronger than him. At some point in time during his career as a shinobi, Sakumo confronted and killed Sasori's parents, earning Chiyo's hatred. While his son was still in the academy, Sakumo and his team were sent on a mission of great importance to the Hidden Leaf. When his teammates' lives were endangered, Sakumo chose to abandon the mission in order to save them. The impact of the mission's failure caused Sakumo to be vilified by the Land of Fire, the villagers of Konoha, and even those he had saved. Dishonored, Sakumo fell into a deep depression which caused his abilities to suffer as a result. Eventually, he committed suicide and later was buried in the Hidden Leaf Cemetery. For many years, Sakumo stayed in limbo, waiting for the day he could seek forgiveness from his son. Sakumo was hailed as a genius shinobi and was praised for his talents in the ninja arts, even by the likes of Minato Namikaze, the future Hokage. In battle, Sakumo was a truly powerful shinobi, and in his time, his powers were said to be on par with even those of the Sannin. The mere idea of facing Sakumo brought fear to his enemies, as shown from the reaction of an Iwagakure ninja who mistook Kakashi for him. During the Second Great Ninja World War, the Sannin rose to fame and received their nickname from Hanzo during a skirmish with Amegakure. It is also likely that this war was where Sakumo Hatake earned his name as Konoha's White Fang. We still don't know what he did during this war, since we've got the least information about it. We know that the Hidden Leaf and the Hidden Sand were enemies during this war, and who knows, maybe this is the war where Sakumo faced and killed Sasori's parents. But I don't think that killing Sasori's parents was the only thing he did during this war. Who knows, he might be the one who killed Kinkaku and Ginkaku, the ones who defeated the second Hokage. Sakumo was also very proficient in Kenjutsu, his reputation as Konoha's White Fang stemming from his extensive use of the White Light Chakra Saber, which emitted a streak of white chakra when swung. Interestingly enough, in the Naruto side story Rock Lee's Springtime of Youth, Sakumo makes a cameo appearance, and is said that though his skills as a shinobi are unknown, he is the inventor of the 1000 Years of Death. This feat is maybe non-canon, but I found it very interesting and funny that a ninja as legendary as Sakumo Hatake could have developed one of the funniest techniques in the series. Anyway, still, how strong was Sakumo Hatake? In the databook, it is written that with his intensely forceful activity, he had surpassed even the Sannin. This statement is later backed up by Minato Namikaze, who told Obito that the 3 great ninjas of the Hidden Leaf paled beside him, which made a lot of people think that Sakumo was stronger than the Sannin, which could somewhat be true, but also false at the same time. In Naruto chapter 240, Minato specifically told Obito that in his time, the Sannin paled beside him. During Sakumo's lifetime, the Sannin weren't necessarily as powerful as they were by the time of Part 1 and Shippuden. They were far from reaching their climax. One of the things which suggests that statement is that during Tsunade's flashback, we can see that there is no Byakugo marking on Tsunade's forehead, which means she hadn't invented Byakugo yet. This also correlates with Orochimaru's statement about Tsunade, when he said that it seems he was not the only one who developed new jutsu. He did not know what Byakugo was, which further proves that Tsunade developed this technique after Orochimaru left the village, which happened way after Sakumo's death, since Orochimaru left the village after Minato died, and Sakumo died long before Minato became Hokage. Orochimaru's own statement also suggests much of his growth too has been done following Sakumo's death. I'm not sure about Jiraiya, he may already have Sage Mode during Sakumo's lifetime, but I think his Sage Mode was much weaker than the one he used against the Six Paths of Pain. So, in short, Sakumo was most likely much stronger than the legendary Sannin, but those three were far from their prime, and were much weaker during Sakumo's lifetime. However, this does not change the fact that Sakumo was an extremely strong ninja. He possessed potential much greater than the Sannin, and if he lived as long as they did, I'm pretty sure he would at least be as strong as the Sannin in their prime. His light chakra saber is also very interesting. It seems this sword was something special since it was a chakra blade, but unlike any other chakra blades we've seen so far. It is the only one with white chakra, which was never explained why. I guess it could be connected to some hidden technique of the Hatake clan. I think there is a big chance that Sakumo was a descendant of samurai. Although Sakumo was a shinobi, there isn't necessarily the most distinct divide between shinobi and samurai. Hanzo points out as much when he says in chapter 531 that many samurai have become shinobi. Their training is intermixed, tainted. This opens a very interesting gateway for Sakumo in particular, whose primary technique, the white light chakra blade, is much more akin to the way that the samurai operate than the ninjutsu that shinobi are known for. Take for example the way we see samurai sword usage in chapter 460 and the white light chakra blade in chapter 242, where Sasuke usually pairs his kenjutsu with chidori. Sakumo's blade and samurai blades rely on the user's chakra without changes in nature and emit a glow that enemies can see. Also, in chapter 531, Mifune says, "People themselves are swords." This certainly harkens back to Sakumo's nickname of Konoha's White Fang. Even further, Mifune expands on this point by talking about how a sword can be passed on in order for a person to live on after their death. Compare this to Kakashi's dialogue in chapter 242. Sakumo's suicide was directly related to the strength of his convictions. Because he chose to prioritize comrades over a mission, he was subsequently shamed by his fellow villagers and then took his own life as a result. And yet, like Mifune says in chapter 241, Sakumo is declared a hero by Obito. I would even go so far as to say that the way Sakumo is found by Kakashi in chapter 240 is suggestive of the samurai ritual of seppuku, back curled, bent at the knees, alongside the symbolism of dying as the result of bringing dishonor to his household. The long and short of it is that I think it makes a hell of a lot of sense for Sakumo to have been descended from samurai, or even maybe to have been one himself for a time. He had an honor code that differed from that of his fellow shinobi. He had similar techniques to samurai and evoked so much of the imagery that we see in the world building around samurai. Anyway, I guess this is all for today. What do you think about Sakumo Hatake? How strong was he? Let me know in the comments, like this video, and subscribe to this channel for more. Astrojack out. Bye.